semantics whilst we're playing a game of politics. Welcome to the legislative session. Welcome to Santa Fe. Welcome to politics. Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to the opening drive on a Tuesday morning. Monday for some of you, but really, the calendar will tell you it is Tuesday. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, good morning to you. Thank you for being with us on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. How you living?
What it do?
You all right?
All right.
Getting ready to get on an airplane? Head to Cali?
Going to Cali.
What time y'all leaving?
This afternoon.
All right. Chartered?
Yes.
Beautiful San Jose, California. JJ will have Lobos and San Jose State ladies basketball tomorrow from the whatever credit union center. What's it called?
Provident Credit Union Events.
All right, let me tell you the beauty of it, and I think you already know this. Where you sit at the table, it literally, you just look up. It
right in front
says
of you.
the whole, up on the wall right there, it says the name of the building. It's the only way I knew it. Because it's, what is it, Provident Union
that's
Credit?
one every time you come back from break, you just
Provident
read the sign.
Credit
Okay.
Union Events.
Back into it.
We're at San Jose State on that blue and yellow court. All right, safe travels, and we'll get into that. We're open for business today. We're going to go a lot of different places. Kenny Thomas will be here at 9 o'clock. We'll talk hoops with him. I want to get his thoughts on the NBA All-Star Weekend, as well as, obviously, what happened on Sunday at the Pit, where New Mexico was a big winner, 82-79 over Utah State. True Washington is the player of the week in the Mountain West Conference, JJ, and the third Lobo to become player of the week, the eighth time the Lobos have won the award. A record for UNM, or a best for UNM, and one shy of the all-time best. BYU did, I want to say in 11, they did one more. But when True was on with us yesterday, and again, if you missed the show yesterday, True Washington I thought was really good. It's available for you on our website, sportsanimalabq.com. Go there, click on the opening drive. You can listen to True yesterday. You don't hear a lot of True Washington, and I thought he loosened up a little bit. But I thought my favorite part was when I asked him, what's it like to hit a shot? Because I said most of us are never going to know what it's like to hit a game winner and 15,411 people go bonkers, and he kind of got into it a little.
Yeah,
bit.
I actually like the fact that he was a better football player. And he's like, you know what? I like the travel and the gear better with basketball.
Yeah.
And then he's become a pretty darn good basketball player.
He said we were only traveling once a year in football, and I was watching all my buddies and my brothers, and they were all coming back with all this gear, and they were traveling all the time, and that's what I wanted to do. And I get to play more games.
Sure has paid off for him.
Yeah, no, it was a really good conversation, I thought, not because of us, but because of him. And if you want to hear it, it's wherever you get podcasts, but on our website. I want to get into college football playoff stuff, but let's start in Santa Fe, JJ. So the bill that is Benny Shendo, Mo Maestas, George Munoz have put up to get $2.5 million to each New Mexico State and the University of New Mexico, which initially was for NIL, to get money to the players to compete in the NIL world, was in committee yesterday, and it passed, but it passed with an amendment. It passed 8-1, due pass recommendation to move forward in Senate Bill 268. But it came up, the question from one of the committee members, Senator Ant Thornton of Sandia Park, are we buying players? And I'll give you what the answer was or how they got there, but I'm trying to think what the right answer is. Are we buying athletes? And I don't know that you're buying athletes as much as you are paying them to come here. I don't know. Are you buying employees? And I know they're not employees, but I do have to believe it's analogous. If you own a business and you are hiring someone, are you buying that person to work for you? I mean, you're paying them.
Like you said, it's a game of semantics, man. Like, this is, if you don't know, you should have some be able to explain, hey, this is what is happening with this house settlement. Revenue sharing is something that means that schools can directly compensate players, and thus athletes are getting compensated.
And in fact, not just can compensate players, they are. And I think since we're playing semantics,
yes, they will be compensating players.
Yeah, no, I think and there's a big difference in, well, we can compensate them or we have to. Like, we can make someone, and this is where, and I don't know Ant Thornton, nor do I know Senator Thornton's involvement or interest in athletics, and I don't judge one way or another. Okay, but I would not expect senators who have so much going on, whether with crime bills and health care and immigration, and all the issues that are going on. Hell, we don't even really understand it. We do this every damn day to understand the intricacies of college athletics and NIL and everything that's going on. And so, to your point, I think Senators Munoz and Maestas were trying to explain best they could NIL, right? And the new world. If you're peripherally involved with athletics and you've been around for years and you go to Lobo games but whatever, you run your business and you do your thing. And that's your thing. It's got to be hard to really grasp the rapid evolution, the rapid change, the change that has engulfed college athletics over the last 3 years. Yes, we are paying athletes, Senator. Why are we buying athletes? Well, that's paying. I mean, buying. I understand the connotation it has. I mean, did you have to buy Donovan Dent back? Yeah, he kind of did.
To me, that is a way to spin it to where you can just always be on the negative side, as opposed to realizing that student athletes get compensated. However you want to say it, yes, they're getting paid to play sport at the University of New Mexico while being on scholarship, because this is the rules in which college athletics deals in right now.
So as a result of that conversation, and again, I don't even really know what the answer is. Are you buying athletes? You're paying athletes. Again, did you buy your athletic director? Did you buy your football coach? I understand it does have a negative connotation, doesn't it?
Yes.
We're buying. Well, we got to buy
buying athletes. We're buying people. No, you're compensating them for sport, just like in free agency and other sports.
I was just going to ask you that, right?
Like it's one you have to, like you said, explain it.
Did the Red Sox buy Alex Bregman? I mean, they did, right? They bought a free agent, right? And it's really no different. The Red Sox bought Alex Bregman for 4 years at $120 million, 3 years at $120 million, right?
Yeah, and these are obviously things that, as you said, have to be addressed, because I think there's probably a lot of people looking at this bill that really have no idea what name, image, and likeness is.
And college athletics has always been the absolute antithesis of this. Paying athletes, it was taboo. It was frowned upon. And it's not just an evolution of the sport, of the landscape, but it has got to be an evolution and an education of the people who were asking to support this. And in this case, you're going to the state legislature and you are requesting support. In this case, $2.5 million for New Mexico and New Mexico State each. So the committee had the conversation. There was an amendment to the language in the bill, and the funds will go to athletics, not to student athletes. There was another question from Senator Souls of Doña Ana County, down where Las Cruces is. Where is the enforcement mechanism if this is used to supplant instead of supplement? There is no such language in that bill. So is it a shell game? Yeah, probably. So you use this for mental health and nutrition and welfare programs and those sort of things for student athletes. And then you shift some of the other money we're playing a shell game, right? And so now we want this to go towards buying, snacks and nutrition and mental health and tutors and that sort of thing. And then the money that was already earmarked for that, we're going to move over and help, and it's going to go to NIL. That's going to pay the athletes. Okay. But I do believe, and again, I don't know Senator Thornton, but I'm going to guess Senator Thornton's going, whoa, what the hell's going on? We're paying athletes? Like, you're asking, why are we buying athletes? And the answer probably is, yeah. Or paying them. because that's the way it is now. 505-246-0610. Mike, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Mike.
Hey, good morning, guys. First thing that came to mind is it's an investment.
Yep.
I mean, if you think about putting money into a sports program that pretty much football and basketball pays for the rest of the sports, and how happy is our community? So if you're putting money that actually improves your sports to be competitive, are you putting butts in seats? So I think it's far from buying. I mean, you look at the pit. Think about Toppin. If he would have stayed, what kind of investment would that have been?
Did Texas Tech buy him, or did they pay him? Did Texas Tech? I hear they're giving him $1.5 million. Did they buy him, or did they pay him?
Well, look at what their community. I mean, what do they rank sixth?
Yeah.
So it's not that every dollar is going to relate to championships.
That's correct.
But what I would say is our community is much happier right now. Global talk is everything. We're getting national attention. We're looking at nationally. Every time our games are on national TV, we're getting recognition.
That's right.
It's far from buying. It's an investment.
Yeah, we're in agreement. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you. Look, Texas Tech's ranked 9th and 10th right now. 9th in the AP, 10th in the coaches poll. What Senators Maestas, Munoz, and Shendo are saying is this is a quality of life. This is what we've got to do to compete. It helps the university. It helps the communities. It's going to make your athletic departments a higher profile, which in turn is going to increase applications to your university. All right, keep them coming. I know we're going to talk about this today. 505-246-0610. We're playing semantics, but in some respects, I guess that's the game, right? That's and you've got to educate, and I understand that. But that was the conversation. So keep them coming. If you're on the phone, we'll get you. I got to hit this first break. 505-246-0610. Emails jeff@sportsanimалabq.com, jj@sportsanimалabq.com, and on the Twitter or the X, it's _JJ Buck. Adrian's producing on ProView Networks. You can watch us on our Facebook page, the OD in the AM or Comcast Channel 26. Can I suggest you call my friends at On the Spot Automotive Detailing? Clean that car up, get it detailed, have them come to you and detail. Oh, I don't have the time, Jeff. I'm busy. I get it, man. That's the beauty of what they do. You don't need the time. You're in the office. You're going to be there for a couple hours? Good. Have them come out. They'll be in the parking lot. When they're done, you walk outside. Your car, your truck, your SUV, your vehicle is detailed, like the day you took it off the lot. That means brand new car clean. Under the hoods, around the rims. I've had it done many times. I love it. Last time, people were standing around going, how do I do this? How do I get this? It's pretty easy, man. They don't do it just for me. That's their business. They come to you. They detail your vehicle. When they're done, your car looks and feels and smells brand new. They've been voted best in the city because they are best in the city. Ask them about ceramic coating, paint protection, lifetime warranty. It's all online. You can book and buy at otsdetailing.com. They are On the Spot Automotive Detailing, otsdetailing.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
International Protective.
Are we playing semantics? We kind of are. I mean, in large respect. Talking about the Senate bill that was heard in committee up in Santa Fe yesterday for NIL money for New Mexico State and New Mexico, which would now, it was amended, it would go to athletes, or athletics instead of student athletes. And is it a shell game? And the question was asked, and it's a fair question, and I understand it. And I don't even know the exact answer. The answer is probably yes. Are we buying athletes? And, I mean, would the honest question have been, Senator, that's everybody's buying athletes. That's college athletics now. We are, or we're paying athletes. And how would you answer, Senator? We're paying athletes. That is what college athletics is now. Everybody is paying athletes, and to be relative, let alone competitive, yes, we are paying athletes.
Yes, student athlete compensation is part of the college athletic landscape. It's the rules that everyone are playing by, and that's air quote rules right now. But the way things are going with the House settlement upon us, revenue sharing, direct money from universities to student athletes, you have to have these conversations to get more to invest into your athletic department and specifically those student athlete contracts.
Lauren, thanks for holding. Good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Lauren. What's up, Lawrence?
Yeah,
hey, Lawrence.
Thank you for having me this morning. Yeah. Hey, I just wanted to add on to what you said about the meeting. And you're correct. Senator Thorne was very concerned, but so was Senator Pope, who's also from the Albuquerque area. Also to the point that even though he voted yes to do pass, he did tell the sponsors of the bill it's a pass for now, but it may not be once it reaches the Senate floor, because he's also concerned about NIL. I think you're spot on.
Hey, well, Lawrence, what's the concern? Like NIL is here, right? Everybody, it's just the way it is. Are they concerned that it's here? Are they concerned that we're paying athletes, or what? So what is the concern?
I think they're concerned that that state dollars, taxpayer dollars, are going to be used to pay athletes.
Yep.
both Senator Thorne and Senator Pope were very adamant that this money needs to be earmarked, like you said, towards student mental health, student nutrition, student tutors. It's going to be a shell game. You and I both know that.
Sure.
And, that's what we're going to have to do to survive for both our D1 universities.
Can I ask this, Lawrence? Why would it be with the evolution of NIL and college athletics? Why would it be a horrible thing to use state money to pay student athletes?
I don't know. I'm not saying I disagree with it. I'm just telling you my take.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to get their take. I'm trying to understand, and I obviously should talk to them, but yeah.
Right. I think in watching the legislature, they're very concerned that the money that we have, because we're in boom times, that it goes towards something that's going to work. And they want accountability. And you mentioned that Senator Soules talked to the sponsors of the bill about accountability. The other thing that I thought was interesting was the chastising, and that's my words, that Senator Soules gave Senator Munoz about the language in the bill regarding the New Mexico State athletic director. Yeah. That was interesting. And I do think they were overstepping on adding that to the bill, and that was one of the changes that they made.
It was taken out, right? That was stricken from the bill. Is that correct?
It was. Yeah. It was on the one that's going to keep going through. Yeah. I don't watch reality TV, but I do watch the Senate. I have to for the job that I'm in, and I find this stuff interesting. I'm glad you brought it up this morning.
Thanks, Lawrence. Don't be a stranger. Appreciate your call. Thank you. What he's referring to, or to what he is referring, there was language in the initial draft of the bill that Senator Munoz had put in that it was contingent. New Mexico State's portion was contingent on hiring an athletic director who had at least 5 years experience in NIL. Well, of course, it's impossible because NIL's been around for 3 years, right? So nobody has. And this was, he says chastising. Senator Soules said to Senator Munoz, Senator Munoz is who put it in the bill, quote, "Senator, that was more of a personal dig at New Mexico State, and it's inappropriate to put something into a bill because you don't like who New Mexico State is looking at or hiring as an athletic director, and I take offense to that. I would have made the same comments if it was in there about UNM. It is inappropriate to do that because these things are real to people at those universities, and this hurts their ability to hire people when they see legislation of that sort," end quote. So that language on hiring an athletic.
Yeah, that was a shot right across the bow.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Because everyone's like, 5 years? We haven't even been doing this for 5 years.
That's right. It wasn't feasible nor possible. I'm curious where you are, and I really appreciate that gentleman's call because, JJ, okay, we don't want state money going to the student athletes. Okay. Can I ask why?
That's like, where do you think that revenue is going to come from if there's revenue sharing that starts?
Well,
for the university.
Theoretically, you could say that's our media rights money and that's our sponsorship money, and so.
But at some point, it has to be addressed because, and there was you saw it on Sunday, the university putting Kurt Roth out there, thanking him, Five Sports Ventures Foundation. But this is all these universities are looking at it and going, are we really going to ask our fans to fund our basketball team and think that's going to make you competitive the next 5 to 10 years?
What happens if Kurt Roth says, bleep it? What if somebody pisses him off and he doesn't want to do it? Or with all due respect, Kurt Roth's 71 years old, 71 years old. He looks great. But at some point, what's the fallback on if Kurt says, I don't want to do it anymore, or right? I don't want to. I love Kurt, great dude. What he's done is immeasurably, tremendously good for the University of New Mexico athletics. But who's taking that mantle if Kurt's not doing it? And I'm not telling you the state needs to pick up the slack on that, but
you're looking for ways to find some consistency to add to your athletics budget overall. But the understanding too, Lobo fans have been able to do to contribute to this point is awesome.
Yeah.
But is that this is to wrap my head around this thing.
Yeah,
All right,
I
you're
agree.
asking your fans to essentially fund your basketball team for however long.
Yeah. The sustainability, and I'm interested to see when we have a 10-year sample. Okay. And I've made this argument. It's not even an argument. I've asked this question. With this is the analogy. So I firmly believe that everybody who's contributing to the collective, to NIL, believes they're buying some level of product, correct?
There you go. Yes, buying.
Well, okay, but I'm giving you money. What do we call it when I give you money in exchange? I mean, I'm buying, right? But they all believe. Yeah, I'll use the word buying. Fine. So Booster A gives $100, $10,000, $100,000, whatever he gives or she gives. And let's say Florida State, for example. Let's just take Florida State University, okay? Where Richard Pitino's name is all over that damn job, by the way. Everybody, right? I can't see enough Richard Pitino to Florida State. Saw it 3 places yesterday. So you gave money to football because the year prior you were undefeated and we got all this momentum and yeah, we're going to be great. We start the season, we're ranked 5th in the country and you think you're buying a championship, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Or at least we're going to college football playoff. Florida State went 2-10. Holy bleep, what the hell just happened? We didn't fire a damn coach. Now I'm coming back to you on the collective. Hey, can you up yourself 5%, 10%? No, come on. We're going to be better this year. And here's what coach do. All right, fine. I give you the same amount of money. So I give you the same $10,000 or whatever it is I give you. So next year, let's say they go 5-7. Let's say they go 6-6 and get into the Birmingham Bowl. You going back to that same guy? How long is that guy giving you money? And I don't know the answer, but I want to see a 10-year. We'll see a 10-year sample on this thing and how sustainable it is. So they're going to the state and asking for some help because you have got to be competitive. And the only way you're not competitive without NIL. You're just not. Are we buying athletes? Call it whatever you want, man. Call it whatever you want. But the days of, the student athlete, and they get a scholarship, which, by the way, I always thought, and I still do, that's worth quite a bit. But they're only getting a scholarship and room and board and walking around money. Those days are gone, boys and girls. And if you want to be competitive and you want to enjoy what we enjoyed in the Pit on Sunday night on a regular basis, NIL's real. And I applaud these senators for going to the state and asking for some help to keep our state universities competitive. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is brought to you by Malloy
Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Horrible analogy, Jeff, says Dan. He said it's a horrible analogy by you. I think we both did it, right? Horrible analogy by Juan Jose, Jeffrey, comparing free agency to NIL. Is it? Alex Cheatman is a professional. He is supposed to get paid. Student athletes, last time I checked, are still amateurs. If they want to get paid, they can go play for the DC Gladiators and have Gina write them a check. You need to check again, Dan. I mean, you just how much?
You need to wake up, dude.
You just need to check again. I don't know if you're a Lobo fan.
It's free agency. College people know it's free agency. Name, image, and likeness, student athlete compensation, year to year, free agency.
You watched Donovan Dent play last Sunday, right? Do you believe he's getting paid?
You might not like it, but that doesn't change the fact it's college free agency.
Yeah. Yeah. True Washington. You want to keep him? I'm sorry. Devin Dampier left. He's making north of $1 million at Utah. I mean, last time you need to check again. That's all. You call them amateurs. You call them whatever you want. There's name, image, and likeness. They're getting paid. Mike says this is a ridiculous bill, Jeff Alou. Money is fungible. There is no way to write on this, George Washi, that Lobo Athletics can only spend it on food and medical supplies. Is it ridiculous? I mean, your premise that there's no way to say, all right, this money only goes to, yeah, that's silly. All right, you say that, fine, that money's going to, here's where we're spending it, and then we're moving that money that we had earmarked already for those things, we're moving over to NIL. Look, is it a shell game? Of course it is. This is from the text line. The text line is 505-246-0610. Currently, the Lobo Club pays 100% of the athletic department's students. What does that mean? UNM needs to be competitive with other D1 programs. UNM was not invited to the Pac-12 due to the lack of funding for football. I don't know what currently the Lobo Club plays 100% of the athletic department's students. If you're talking about student athletes, that's not true. The Lobo Club does not pay that. 505 Ventures is basically the funding mechanism for that. And they are different. It was part of the reason that UNM was not invited to the Pac-12 was not just lack of funding for football, it was their overall budget. But it was lack of success in football. So there's some truth in there, but I kind of understand. Student scholarships is what this was. Currently, the Lobo Club pays 100% of the athletic department student scholarships. Okay, that's very different. That's very different. Text line. NIL is the new normal now in college athletics. Either New Mexico embraces and contributes to the collectives to remain relevant, or do nothing and get ready to be irrelevant and cut more sports because revenue does not cover costs. Call it buying players or whatever you want. It's here, and it's a huge part of college athletics. Basketball is what it is because of Kurt and 505 Sports Ventures. It's from Larry, a Lobo Club and 505 SVF contributor. Yes. Look, man, you can tell me you're irrelevant or you're not, whatever. You're not trying to compete with Alabama. You're not trying to compete with Michigan. You're not trying to compete with USC. You are trying to compete with UNLV and Nevada and for now, Colorado State and San Diego, the Utah State, your peer institutions, the teams in your conference. And they're all doing it. I hate preaching. I do. I so don't like this role. But the reality is, if you are going to continue to like or follow or want to like or whatever, be a fan of, pick your term, I don't care. College athletics. You kind of have two choices. One is to understand, accept, even if you don't embrace, that NIL is here and the portal is what it is. And this is the new college athletics. You're paying athletes and your roster is going to turn. Or your other option is find something else that you like. Watch the golf league, man. It was really good yesterday.
Or you will not be selling out the pit. That's the other option.
Yeah, days like last Sunday are going to become extinct. Yeah, because you're not going to be that good. It really is. I don't mean to be I'm not breaking news. I'm not making stuff up. I don't create it. I mean, people are saying, well, how can we keep Patino? How are you going to keep a coach? You got to invest. And if part of that means the state is going to invest in a place like this where you don't have a FedEx headquartered here or a big company, that Kentucky Fried Chicken or, that's funding it, then yeah. Anthony, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Anthony.
Good morning, guys. Just wanted to call in and say maybe we should use the word hiring.
Okay.
Instead of buying.
Yeah.
Maybe we should use the word hiring. We are hiring employees to come work at the University of New Mexico. I know these people keep on thinking that it's 1955, but college athletes are free agents, and they do get paid now to be employees of the university. And if you hire the right employees, then you get a return on your investment, and your product makes a profit, which is men's basketball.
Yeah, the problem there.
Tell
the
these people that the proof of concept is the University of New Mexico men's team. From what I understand, and I only got parts information from certain people in the program, is that we are probably the highest paid basketball team in the Mountain West right now as far as NIL money going out to the players, and we are in first place. We will make the NCAA tournament, and we'll probably maybe win the Mountain West tournament, and this team's going to make a lot of money for the university because NIL invested in these new employees who are winning and bringing in money. So I don't see why people are opposed to $2.5 million coming from the state, especially with the surplus that we have.
Right.
If that money is done right and you have the right people running the program or your business, whatever you want to call it, you can get a great return on your investment and you'll make a profit off that $2.5 million. It's not like it's going to be gone forever. You're going to hire the right employees. People are going to come to the games. They're going to sell out the basketball stadium, or the basketball arena, which sits 15,000. If you could do the same thing with the football crowd program and get 35,000 people in that stadium, you're going to make a huge profit, and you're going to be able to trickle it down to the other athletes. So I don't understand the pushback on this when it is the way it is, and it's been like this for 5 years, people. 5 years.
Well, it's 3 to 4 years now. Yeah, great call, and I appreciate it. Don't be a stranger, Anthony. It's great hearing all these new voices, by the way. Two things in that call. There's no guarantees, right? So you do have one of the best funded collectives in your league for basketball. You do. I don't know if it's the highest, but it is certainly one of the highest, and you're in first place. There's no guarantees. Last year you were in sixth place. Okay, so you're not funding a guarantee. But here's what I will tell you: if you don't fund it, it's guaranteed you will not be competitive. Is that fair? So there's no guarantee you will win because everybody's funding, and somebody, you got to do it right. You got to hire the right people, but there is no guarantee that you get a return on it. Secondly, the term, hiring? The term employee is really a sensitive one still at this point. So I wouldn't go with that term. I see where you're going, Anthony, but with the NCAA and them trying to decide, are the student athletes employees, and hence do they have the employee benefits and obligations, and they're not ready to go there yet with workman's comp, right? And all the things that go with that. And if they are employees, they even have to go to class, right? I mean, we're getting to that point. And so I don't know we're at that term yet, Anthony. We might be there within 2 years, hiring. But the word is paying. We are paying student athletes. Yes. And while that was taboo years ago, and that's how you grew up in college athletics, it has evolved. 505-246-0610. I'm going to tell you about IPS, affordable private security. I've trusted IPS for years. They watch my home. They patrol my home. They're there every day. Like my Ring doorbell goes off all the time, and there's IPS there making sure my home's all right. When I travel, they pick up newspapers and roll the garbage cans to the curb and back and pick up packages that are left. They just give your home that lived-in look. Property crime is real. Do not wait to be a victim before you call IPS. They have officers strategically placed all around town. They respond quickly to alarms that go off within 5 to 7 minutes. They install alarms. They install camera systems. They have a state-of-the-art facility that monitors it all 24/7, raising the level of security around your home and business. So who's watching your home when you're not there? Make sure it's the good guys. International Protective Service, IPS is at 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420. They're online at ipsglobal.com. Passionate about making Albuquerque and Santa Fe better and safer places to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have
2460610. We're talking about the bill that was heard in committee at the state legislature yesterday to fund, initially to fund NIL for New Mexico State. Now we go towards athletics, another $2.5 million for New Mexico State and for New Mexico. 505-246-0610. Lewis, thanks for holding. You're on the Sports Animal. Good morning, Lewis.
Hey, good morning.
Hey. Good morning.
Hey, so this is a very interesting topic, and you're getting some good feedback on it, and it just proves to me that there's nothing really like sports that brings people together. I mean, how many events do we have anywhere in the country where you bring, let's say for basketball, 15,000, 20,000 together? Yep. Football, 100,000 people together for one cause, one event, one thought. How many events? People don't understand how valuable sports are. I'm not sure. I haven't been following this. I know it's been going on. I kind of have followed it. I kind of know a little bit about it, but I haven't really followed it closely. Maybe I should. But put the money. It's like advertising. You're paying for. What do you think the New Mexico Bowl is all about? It's a giant commercial for New Mexico. That's what it was invented for. That's why it's been sustainable. That's why it's a great event. But part of it is it's like free advertising almost. Nobody knows anything about New Mexico outside of New Mexico, but they do know they have a good basketball team. And they might know they don't have a very good football team, but what's the old thing? Any publicity is good publicity. And you put the money into the sports, and you have a really good basketball team. If we can get the football thing going, we're kind of on track to getting the baseball thing going. Some of the Olympic sports are really good here at New Mexico, and they want to put $2.5 million. That's nothing. That's not very much money, and they're fighting over that. I know it's $5 million total because it's the two schools, but if there's that much money out there that they're saying billions of dollars to be spent, it just seems stupid not to spend that money. You know, I'm not picking on the governor by any means, but she talks about being progressive and let's do things in New Mexico that nobody else does. Let's just put the damn money in the sports instead of playing games like, well, we'll give it a little bit of money, you know, but we don't want to we got to pay for streets and freeways and police. And we're going to do all that stuff. Just come out. You know, that's the way the college athletics are now. Here's the money. Here's the money. We're paying you. So let's just pay the sport. Take the money. Just take more than $2.5 million. That's nothing. That's not going to last. That's not going to last anywhere.
Well, that's I think it's intended to be annual.
Just put $3 million in. Put $4 million. Make it a big thing. Be one of the first ones to say we're just going to give it money. We're just going to put. You know, I mean, I'm not saying 10, 20 million.
Right.
But let's just come out in the open and just pay for free advertising, or you know,
it's paying for advertising. It's paying for advertising. Yeah, no.
And I got another question for you. Somebody brought this up somewhere. I read this. If they get this $2.5 million, where exactly is it going? I thought I heard something. Should it go to coaches?
Well, no.
Should it go to players?
So the intent was it was going to go towards the NIL fund to pay the players. It was amended. Well, okay, but it was amended yesterday because one senator said, "Are we buying players?" Well, we're paying players. Yeah, we're paying players. So it was amended that this money will now go towards mental health and but Lewis, what they'll do is they'll move that other money around and you'll have the money. I mean, you're playing a shell game here. So.
Yeah, and that's what bugs me. That's why I say let's just come out, put the money where it really needs to be,
and do what we got to do. No, I got you.
But there has to be a little bit of money, I think, for coaches. We've got to pay our top coaches here more money and be more competitive.
Thanks, man.
All right, man. Well, thank you very much.
No, great call. I love all these new voices, by the way. So, are we buying coaches, JJ? Are we buying coaches?
Yes.
Yes. So he made a point, and I've made this point for years. Pick your state, man. And look, the biggest crowds you get every year are for two things, and they're not political rallies. They're for sporting events and a couple of concerts, right? Taylor Swift comes in, you're selling out SoFi or wherever, right? Biggest crowd every year in Michigan is where? 8 nights or 8 days, 7 days, 6 days at the big house? How many gatherings do we have in this state of 15,411? A few football games and we have some basketball games, right? Yes, people, you love it. It's good for the community. The vibe, the economic impact is all real. The more you win, the more you're on national TV. The more you're on national TV, the more you get good exposure. You get units for going to the NCAA tournament, you get bowl revenue, and then you get increases in applications to your university, and more people come in, and it's a cycle. That's why you sponsor athletics. I'll use this. I'll ask you again. If it wasn't for basketball, would you know what a Gonzaga is? Would you? Would you know where Butler is? Would you know what Villanova is? Honestly. That's why they do athletics, and that's what they're trying to do. And the way athletics has evolved, again, it's not a guarantee you will win, but if you don't fund it, it's a guarantee you will not. It's the opening drive. Kenny Thomas will be here at 9. We'll talk hoops with him. I got an interesting stat for you. Players who transfer power conferences to non-power conferences. It's really interesting. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here, New Mexico.
610, the sports animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
I keep thinking about what the answer would have been. Like how would I have answered the question that was asked in legislature yesterday? Are we buying players? It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. We've been talking about the bill, Senate Bill 268, sponsored by Senators Shendo, Munoz, and Maestas, which has requested $2.5 million each for New Mexico State and the University of New Mexico for NIL for athletes, which has been amended now to go to athletics. And the question was asked by Senator Thornton of Sandia Park yesterday. Are we buying players? Or are we buying athletes? And I'm just trying to, if I was on the floor, if I was one of the senators sponsoring the bill, because I'm in favor of this, I think it's necessary. I think it's positive. I think it's helping your state universities be competitive in a evolving landscape. How would I have answered that question? And I think the answer would have been, Senator, we are paying players. And unlike the ways of the past, the evolution of college athletics over the last 3 to 5 years is that name, image, and likeness is essentially, yes, we are paying players. It's every university is doing it, and this isn't one of those, well, just because they're doing it, do we have to do it? This is the way to do business in Division I college athletics. And if our universities are going to compete at the NCAA Division I level and even attempt to be competitive, then we need to arm them with the resources to be competitive. So are we paying or buying, Senator? I imagine it would be semantics, but yes, as opposed to the way of the past, we are paying athletes. I don't know how else to, like I'm really, really, really trying to figure out how I would have answered that question. Is that a fair way to answer it?
Like, yes, we're compensating athletes.
Yeah, well,
are we buying athletes? It's athlete compensation, and it's almost like you have to have a PowerPoint ready of this is what name, image, and likeness means. Yeah. Oh, by the way, this house settlement thing, this is what it means for universities, which is why it is a little different now as opposed to just the collectives. And here you go.
And it's coming down from the federal level. You're trying to educate whilst not talking down to the senator. Jeff sent me a text. Is not sure you guys talked about this, but they also better commit $250 million of capital outlay for upgrading the facility that is 70 years old. Why we're not in conversations with the Pac-12 is a football stadium. We're the third wealthiest state in the country, 14th wealthiest province in the world. $58 billion investment funds. We invest 99% out of state. $6 billion of capital improvements that has not been deployed over the last 4 years. We have plenty of money to do these investments. We choose to live in poverty and not investing into opportunities. Either way, sports and athletics is a marketing tool for universities. Any marketing tool for any business or entity is a loss entity, never shows profitability. If all those numbers are right, I mean, we certainly have the money to do that and fight crime and fix our roads and do all these other things that are up there in legislature. I commend these senators. Nobody's saying this is the number one priority up there. It is a issue or an issue, and there's no reason that this can't be done. Art, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Art.
How you doing, my friend? Good to hear from you.
Good to hear you. What's up?
I'm appreciative of those two senators trying to get this thing done. But the thing that irks me is that they know they got money coming out of orifices of the human body, but they'd rather go around, go underneath the table, and put some in their own pocket instead do what they need to do to help Patino, to help the new athletic directors at both schools, and get off this night. I work up to Santa Fe, I live in Albuquerque, but I'm so tired of this crooked BS and bologna sugar. But if, as you said, those numbers are right, then maybe what's his name from the collective at Lobo needs to go and say, listen, we got your game, man. Stop the bullshit and let's get it done.
I got it. I hit it. Thank you, Art. Appreciate you. I liked it when he was saying bologna sugar better. Bologna sugar is good, but he's angry. And what Art is saying is the money's there, for crying out loud. Let's do the right thing. And this doesn't include the $3.2 billion surplus this year from oil and gas, Jeff said. So if the money's there, $2.5 million each school's a splash, right? I mean, and I'm not telling you it's no money. It's significant. All the money's significant. It's all your money. It's all tax. Like, nobody's saying go just be ruthless with this. And again, I'll preface this with, you're not guaranteeing anything. If you give $2.5 million, $5.5 million to each school, whatever you give, there's no guarantee. It's just like the guy at Florida State who's given to their collective that you're winning a championship. But the guarantee is if you do not invest in NIL, you will not compete. And if you're still on the train, you don't want to pay players for whatever reason. You don't want them to make more than you, or you want to hold on to the old fantasy of whatever college athletics used to be. Cool, but not really. Because the ship has sailed, and you need to be on the ship because it ain't coming back. And with all due respect, the numbers aren't going down. You know, JT Toppin weighed what, $1.5 million last year. What's he going to be worth next year? Did I hear quarterbacks are making $8 million in power conferences this year? In NIL?
I'm sure there's a couple deals like that.
Right? The numbers aren't coming down. And at some point, this is what you've got people who are supporting university athletics in our state that are trying to be competitive. And again, you can look around, you know, SMU's got lots of private investors. People, you know, a lot of rich, wealthy alumni. Memphis has FedEx, right? You got places with a lot of corporate dollars that go in. You don't have it here. But if the numbers that I just read you on all the state money are true, a little splash in the pan to help athletics, which again, as Lewis, I believe it was, or Anthony, one of the last two callers, was saying it's advertising, it's marketing, it's all those things that are going to help your state and help your university and help you move on. So, all right. Really good conversation. I didn't expect that to have the legs that it did. I'm not going to lie, but I never know what really interests you. Obviously, this one does. And appreciate those were great calls. I love hearing all those new voices.
Well, it's going to get the people going because it directly affects the most popular sport in Albuquerque.
Well, it's all about basketball. Look, there's no argument. Yeah. And again, if you enjoyed the atmosphere in the pit, and there were 15,411 of you there the other day, I enjoyed it. That place is special. It's not hyperbole. It's not everybody coming in here. And it wasn't for 10 years. I mean, it was, but it wasn't, right? But if you enjoy that atmosphere, like there's a good chance your coach is going to be gone, and then you're going to need to bring in, you're in a position where you can attract another really good coach who can continue what's going on. Or maybe Richard stays. I don't know. But if you want to continue having days like that, again, why are you like that? Because you're competitive. Because you're really good. Because there's games that mean something that are standing alone on a CBS Sportsnet on a Sunday afternoon. You think if you don't invest in NIL, honestly, it's going to continue? Just because, well, guys want to play in the pit. Oh, okay. They also want to get paid. And you could tell them, hey, I don't know if San Jose State will give you, but I got a student athlete. You want to play at Fresno State at the Save Mart Center, and we'll give you $600,000 a year? Well, come play in the pit, and we can give you $100,000 a year. Where do you think he's going? It's fun to play in the pit, man. It is. You got to remember the other part of this. Who was it that was saying this the other day? But the majority of these student athletes, the majority of them are not going to play professional athletics, professional sports. So they're maximizing their value, their monetary value now, right? They can set themselves up for life now, or at least get a hell of a start. And if I'm a student athlete who's pretty good, but I'm probably not going to be a pro, I can go make $600,000 a year as opposed to $100,000 a year. Yeah, it'd be really cool to play in the pit instead of the Save Mart Center. It'd be really cool to play in front of 15,411 instead of 411. right? But I get $600,000 as opposed to, taxes, Jeff. They're going to tax it. Oh, okay. Get taxed here too. All right, I do want to hit you on the transfer portal numbers, and I got a bunch of other stuff for you. 505-246-0610 is how to get here. 505-246-0610. Your emails are coming in. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Twin Peaks, I'll tell you about them here in a bit because that's where you should go to lunch. But I'm going to tell you about my jeweler because they are the best jeweler in town. John Thomas Jewelers, period, is the best. Go by and find out. Like just go by and walk in there, and if you're looking for anything, whether it's a watch, a ring, a necklace, earrings, a gift, an anniversary gift, a wedding ring, just something to go wow. go by John Thomas Jewelers. Go online and look at them at johnthomasjewelers.com, and then go find them on the third floor of the Lewis University building on Louisiana, 1 block south of Manal. They are amazing. The first time I walked in, John showed me this state-of-the-art design center that they got on premise. They make anything you want. Showed me a picture. Some guy sent him a leaf, wanted one piece made that looked like this leaf, and they made it. And then he showed me the finished piece. They're amazing. They don't send it out. They are the only 5-star Google-rated full-service jewelry store in town. Fastest growing jeweler in New Mexico for 3 straight years, been voted the best jeweler for 4 straight years, and even the coolest jewelry store by In-Store magazines. There's so many reasons to see for yourself why John Thomas Jewelers is the best jeweler in Albuquerque. Go by, whether it's an engagement ring, an anniversary gift, or just you want to wow her. JohnThomasJewelers.com. 2440 Louisiana Northeast, Suite 310. It's on the 3rd floor of the Lewis University building on Louisiana, 1 block south of Manal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet.
Some numbers for you coming up on transfer in football. Comparing the number of players who transferred from Power 5 to Group of 5. All conference players. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Kenny Thomas will be with us. We'll kick it with Kenny. Coming up at 9 o'clock this morning, talk about his thoughts of coming out of the NBA All-Star game. Draymond's guaranteed. You hear Draymond's guarantee? The Warriors, he doesn't think the Warriors will win the championship. The Warriors will win the championship. All right. 505-246-0610. Rudy, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Good day, sir.
Good day. You know, I forgot to give a shout out yesterday to Bohemian Rhapsody guy.
Oh, the dude at the pit.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That was fire. That was when a guy is willing to do that. He didn't care if people thought he was a fool. It really fired up the crowd, and it was hilarious. And that's a guy pouring his heart out for Lobo basketball. So you got to appreciate that. You know, this whole NIL thing, yeah, I don't want to pay players. Okay, let's start there. So I don't want to pay my dentist this morning, right?
Yeah, don't.
To clean my teeth.
Don't.
I don't want to pay for lawn service. We're in a pay world. Until the day you die, everybody has a handout. Go to L.A. You can't go anywhere without paying somebody something. They charge for
go through
breathing
life, man. Go through life. It's what it is. Everything's monetized. It is what it is.
It is. And so we either get on board or we perish. Now, I don't know about you. I know about you, but I'm talking about the general public out there. There is more value in sports than just about anything you could do. It does bring communities together. That gentleman earlier that was talking, you know, it's a place to go. It's egalitarian. If you have a ticket, it doesn't matter if you're Jerry Jones or Rudy Chavez. You're in the venue. So we need to focus on that. There's plenty of opportunities in this state. We're sitting on more cash than any other state in the United States. What are we going to do with it? And it's creating will. Now, I know politicians don't want to spend money because they think that, oh, I'm saving your taxpayer money. No. To make money, Jeff, you got to spend money. And it's time for this state to move forward. We've got an ability right now to do some things that are going to put New Mexico on the map. I remember when New Mexico was on the map, when Bob King was coach, when Norm Ellenberger was coach, now when Richard Pitino's coach. He's putting us back on the map. Let's stay on the map, right?
For good things, yeah.
Yeah, why not? What's better than a championship team?
Look, safe streets are, and I understand the argument, but we can do both, and that because there's somebody sitting there going, "We need more cops. We need more. We need to fight crime." Yes. Nobody's saying athletics is the priority. It can all be done. Just freaking get it done.
You can't starve it either, and we've starved our sports for years by not investing in infrastructure. Oklahoma's football stadium didn't always look that way.
That's right. Look, it all starts somewhere. You're right. You got to invest. All right, man.
So call your legislator.
Yeah.
That's where it starts.
All right. See you.
Thanks, Jeff.
This is from Gopher. He says, you know what, Jeff? This reminds me of sending a pallet of Ben Franks to Iran, claiming the terrorists promised they would only spend the money on food and medicine. Is it like that? Is that right? I mean, paying your point guards like paying a terrorist. I mean,
no.
Is it really? I mean, I understand what you're saying. You know, we're playing a shell game with money. I understand that, but is it really? Mike, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Mike.
Hey, what's up, guys? Good morning. Thank you for taking my call. Just a few comments about this whole NIL thing. Like, so the first thing that comes to mind for this is that Mexico, and the House of Representatives, they are not connected to our sports program. So that kind of hurts us, of course. Obviously it hurts us. We're having to go in front of the Senate and beg for $2.5 million per school when we sit on natural resources unlike any other state. But the thing about it too is that the going about this is kind of in a wrong way. There's extra funds all over our state from things like Fresh Capital being like, the whole marijuana industry. Mm-hmm. This is a newer thing, 4, 5, 6 years it's been around, but there's tons of capital associated with that. It's real easy to file a redirective claim through your Senate. You just, the bill is a redirection of a certain amount of funds that come from every industry that can then go be siphoned into each
university. Yeah, but you're redirecting it away from
is,
something, right? Then yeah. Mike, you're having to take it away. If you're redirecting, that means you're taking it from something that it's already directed towards, correct?
But that you're right. But what I'm talking about is new capital. Like, we're talking about this whole marijuana industry has been around for 4, 5, 6 years.
Yeah, but where are the taxes going? Right. So why I said this, what if you had a 0.5% sales tax or a 0.5 cent tax on cannabis that would go towards athletics? How much would that generate?
That's exactly right. I mean, that's a great idea. And you could do that toward booze, too. You could do that toward booze. You could do that towards, cannabis. You could do that toward little tiny things, and it adds up. And, it's not just UNM and New Mexico State. They're smaller schools. They've got to have a little bit of NIL as well. That go ahead.
Yeah, no, you're right. I was just amening you. Go on.
Yeah, man. And I mean, like, that's the way to go about it. If you're just going to go up and ask the people in Santa Fe to direct a certain amount of money to each university, those kind of opportunities never pan out. They seem to just not be connected with us. I appreciate you taking my call. I just wanted to throw that insight out there. I hadn't heard you mention it. You guys have a great day.
See you. And look, I appreciate the creativity. I've had this conversation, and I don't know what the cannabis revenue is. But JJ, if you said, let's add a 0.5 cent sales tax, or I don't know, and everybody said, stop taxing me, because a 0.5 cent is going to kill you when you buy your weed. You're buying your weed anyway. Well, it's already taxed up the yang. Yeah, it is. Just like when you go to a hotel or rent a car, right? But a 0.5 cent sales tax on weed, would that, I mean, to go towards this? Sunbowl gets, JJ, they get like there's a tax, when you rent a car, there's a zillion taxes. You rent a car for $39.99 a day, but you end up paying $65.99 a day because of all those taxes. It's like a hotel, right? Ralph, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Ralph.
Good morning, Jeff. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, I'd like to take that gentleman's idea a step further. I think we should make all sin tax go to all universities throughout the state, regardless of whether they're Division II or whatever. Give everybody, why not just give everybody some money?
Yeah, Eastern, Western, and Highlands need some money too. Yeah, no, that's fair. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Ralph.
Jeff.
Yeah, appreciate you. All right. Hey, let me give you this. JJ, have you seen the 24/7 sports report on football transfers? I'm swinging you a little bit. We're staying in college athletics, but I'm swinging you a little bit. Have you seen this at all? So in this last winter transfer portal, we're talking specifically football now, okay? Not a single first-team all-conference player in Power 4 entered the transfer portal. But it was a little different when it came to Group of 5. So there were 127 first or second team all-conference players from the Group of 5 who are returning to college football for next year, right? Because a lot of them graduated up. More than half of the Group of 5 first and second team all-conference players, JJ. More than half of them, 57.5%, transferred in that winter portal window. 67 of the 73 who transferred went Power 4 from Group of 5. 3 of the 6 who haven't gone Power 4 are still unsigned. They're in the portal. So only 3 of them went group to group. Group of 5. This is, and I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but this was my fear when it all started, that, was the Group of 5 just a farm system? And in some respects, kind of, yeah, maybe, right? The Power 4, only 6 of 64 first or second team transfers opted to do so during the winter window. So that means A group of 5 all-conference selection is more than 5 times as likely to transfer as one of the Power 4. And it's even crazier when you consider the best of the best. So among first-team all-conference picks, right? That number was first and second. First-team all-conference picks returning for 2025, 66.7% of them from the group of 5 opted to transfer. 0% from the Power 4 transferred. 38 of the 57 first-team all-conference players have eligibility left in group of 5 transfers. I tell you this not to alarm you. It's just facts. But when you lost Devin Dampier, Eli Sanders, Luke Weissel, it isn't only because your coach left, although it's partially because of that. It's the trend, man. And this just ties into the conversation we've been having. Why are they going? I promise you they're all making more money. You're all conference at Appalachian State or Boise State or Memphis or Temple or New Mexico. You're all conference. Somebody's in your ear telling you, hey, come to Arizona. Come to Oregon. Come to Indiana. Come to South Carolina. We got more money for you. Those numbers are startling, though. Not surprising, but startling, aren't they?
Money and opportunity.
66.7% of the first team all-conference players in Group of 5 who have eligibility remaining transferred in the winter window. It happened to Louisiana. And they came to the bowl game. They had a bunch of first-team all-conference players. They gone. They didn't play in the bowl game. It's kind of crazy. All right, 505-246-0610. We're still open for you if you want to get in on any of this stuff. There's so much other stuff. How about the college football playoff? You ready to take over the world? You got 2 world leaders that say, you know what? We're going to run the world. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about college football. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Brought to you by
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I'm David C. Chavis, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong and we're still as local as red and green.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus. From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I'm on. JJ will be in San Jose. Lobos and Spartans, 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock tip from Northern California. Meanwhile, over on News Radio KKOB, Lobo men's basketball will be in Boise. Lobos in Boise State, 7:30 pregame, 8 o'clock tip from the Taco Bell. What do they call the place now? Extra Mile Arena, is that what it is?
Yes.
That's Robert Portnoy and Hunter Green, who will have the call there. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck You want to stay on college athletics since we've been on college athletics? I mean, it's kind of where we've been.
Of course.
College football playoff. So the commissioners are all getting together next week to discuss the future of the college football playoff. 12 teams, 14 teams, 16 teams. How many? What's the format? Who gets automatic berths? Who gets buys? Are there going to even be buys? Because there's 16 teams, there will be no buys. But before they get together, JJ, the SEC and the Big Ten commissioners are going to get together because, well, they rule the world. And there is increasing momentum, towards 14 or 16 teams to expand it, which, okay. We got a sample size of 1, and it wasn't incredibly competitive at 12, but we're going to add more because there's more money. And the SEC and the Big Ten, JJ, would each be guaranteed 4 teams. So 8 of the, pick your number, will be guaranteed from those 2 leagues. Why? Well, we're the best, so we should have the most representation, which in most cases would be right anyway. So the real scenario is you're going to have a 4-loss Alabama in there every year, or, well, 1 year, but a 4-loss SEC team as opposed to a 1-loss ACC team. But, well, they're not nearly as good because they didn't play the SEC schedule. They didn't play the Big Ten schedule. I don't know that it matters if I like it or you like it or we like it, but if you're in the SEC and the Big Ten, you love it, and that's the way I think it's going to end up, don't you?
Well, everyone ceded the power to them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so you're going to have Ohio State and Penn State and Michigan and one other Big Ten, maybe USC every year, and you'll have Alabama and Georgia and Ole Miss and LSU every year, or Texas A&M. I mean, right? I mean, and then it could be more, and then you get a crumb for the group of 5. And so if there's, let's just say they go to 14, and they're probably going to 16, right? So there's 7 spots left for the ACC and for the Big 12.
Yeah, you get at least until 2031 that AQ for a group of 5 team, and then after that,
Notre Dame,
they're going to get, I think, removed from the automatic qualifying pool. And there you go.
Explain that. Removed from the automatic qualifying pool.
They will not give a group of 5 team an automatic qualifying pool.
You don't think there will be after 20? It's not guaranteed after 2031. You think they're going to remove that completely?
Yeah.
I don't.
And just say, well, if you're not ranked,
yeah, I'm not.
There you go.
Why do you think that?
Well, why would they?
Why did they
do it?
Why did they?
Well, they did to take steps forward to gain more power, which they have, because in this process, if you did not know, the Big Ten and SEC can come back to the table. While they don't have the final decision making, it still has to be everyone. They can push this stuff. They can come together and say, all right, this is the format, let's go. And at that point in time, who knows, even
what it's
6 years from now, if they're making $200 million per year, and you're like, hey, we got a $4 million TV deal over here, guys. You're like, whatever.
So you're convinced that 100% they're going to push the.
I would
out.
Over 50%.
I don't believe that. Yeah, and we'll find out in 2030, 31, whatever it is, when we're sitting here doing this show then. I don't. I mean, it's possible. I just don't think that's going. Do you think this is what fans want?
Because if it's, they don't care about the ACC and Big 12, the last thing they're going to do is just continue to string along the group of 5 for an automatic spot in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I think if they go to 16, there's plenty of room for them. Do you think this is what people want? I mean, SEC fans do. I'm going to guess Big Ten fans do. But is this what people want? If you're in the ACC, you don't. If you're in the Big 12, you don't. Is this healthy?
I don't think it matters.
I know it doesn't.
Like, I don't, because is anything that college athletics done healthy? Absolutely not. It's not about, hey, there's X amount of Division I teams, let's go. No, it's, hey, there's X amount of teams in our conference.
That's
this
right.
is what we're doing.
Yeah.
For our conference moving forward.
And it's really going to be about the top, what do you got, 18 in one league, 16 in the other? Is that right, if I'm not mistaken? So 36 teams or whatever it is. And then, whoever's fighting for scraps after that. But there's a huge swell that's where it is going, and we'll see. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. What does this mean? Well, Mountain West basketball. Hondo didn't like Kenny Thomas. Most overrated player in the Mountain West Conference, i.e. the Kenny Thomas Trophy, goes to Tyson Degenhardt at Boise, right? No, first of all, why would Kenny, dude was 11 years in the NBA. You think he was that overrated? Like, you don't fake your way to 11 years in the NBA, do you? And by the way, is Tyson Degenhardt overrated? No, the team's not very good. Tyson Degenhardt's pretty damn good, I think. You think he's an overrated player?
No, I think he's good. He's not like LeBron James, who is winning the conference by himself.
Correct. He might not even be an NBA player. I think Tyson Degenhardt's been really good. No, I can't disagree with you more. Dean says, good morning. Yesterday you touched a little on the Lobos in the NCAA tournament. I mentioned I didn't like the 8 or 9 seed. Seems to me more 11 seeds and 10 have made the Final Four more times than 8 or 9. I understand it's all about matchups in the tournament. What do you guys think will be for sure the number 1 seed this year? Who do you think will be? Well, Alabama, Auburn, Duke, and somebody will be the number 1s, right? I think you're kind of fighting for that last number 1. But I think, as we sit here right now, I don't know that I see a way that Florida's right there too. I mean, probably Florida, right? Florida even before Alabama. 3 SEC teams number 1.
Well, Jerry's latest had.
You have Houston knocking on the door.
Auburn, Alabama, Duke, and Florida.
Yeah, there's your
as the ones.
Yeah.
Texas A&M, Tennessee, Houston, and Wisconsin as the 2s.
Yeah. So that's who it is. That's 3 SEC teams right now. As far as the Lobos getting off that 8-9 line, dude, if they win the next 2, if they win in Boise and in San Diego, I think can you get up to a 7? Would a 7 make you feel better about playing Houston or playing Texas A&M in the next round, as opposed to playing Auburn or Alabama or Duke or Florida? Yeah, probably. Lenardi's got him as a 9 playing Oregon, feeding into a Florida game. I mean, Florida's so good. You're going to have to beat somebody, boys and girls. 8-9 line's hard. I mean, I don't know. Would you rather fall down to the 10 or 11 line?
Just need to be in, man.
You just need to be in.
You're the 11th seed last year. What happened?
You got beat in the first round, if I recall. Yep. Jerry's got him playing in the 8-9 game against Gonzaga, feeding into Florida. Yeah, how's that feel? I'm all right against Gonzaga. I don't even mind, the Oregon. Look, you're going to play somebody really good in that 8-9 game. You're going to play somebody really, really good. Get in, man. Just get in and go make some noise. All right, Kenny will be with us coming up at 9 o'clock. Kenny Thomas. He of, Kenny Thomas fame. We'll kick it with Kenny, talk about the NBA All-Star game and a bunch of the Lobo game over the weekend, and he had a lot of calls into his show. Man, when you win a game like that, you certainly do. 505-246-0610, you're welcome to get in. 505-246-0610. Twin Peaks has Bourbon and Brews every Friday night this month. That includes this coming Friday, the 21st. They're honoring the purest of brews and barrel-aged bourbon every Friday, Bourbon and Brews Party. Get to Twin Peaks from 5 to 7 p.m. You'll experience a lingerie costume party paired with exceptional bourbons. They got tastings, giveaways, all kinds of stuff. So get yourself out there and enjoy that. Today, February 18th. Today, do you know, JJ, today is National Drink Wine Day? You can celebrate today at Twin Peaks. Half-price wine by the glass, house-made sangria. Pair it with perfect pours and scratch-made food while enjoying the ultimate lodge experience. Pricing starts at $5. And then coming up in 4 days, it's National Margarita Day. Celebrate National Margarita Day at Twin Peaks. Refreshing margarita specials. Pricing starts at $5. You can sip on the $5 house margarita. $6 Peaks Margarita, $12 Spicy Strawberry Margarita, or treat yourself to the $9 Twin Peaks Barrel Select Margarita. And don't forget Twin Peaks for lunch. Great combos starting at just $7.99, featuring savory soups and salads and variety of sandwiches. Satisfy your every craving. Enjoy your next lunch and your bourbons and your margaritas and your National Wine Day. All of it at Twin Peaks.
This report is sponsored by Bear.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready.
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Bring it back.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Good morning. You're on News Sports Animal. Thanks for holding. Hi, Frank.
Hey, good morning, guys. Hey, I don't know if you guys saw the new rankings coming out.
Yep.
My question is, what is it going to take for us to get in the top 25? What's keeping us out? It was at the San Jose State lucky shot and the New Mexico State overtime game.
Yep.
And I have never seen so many 6, 7, 8-game losers in the top 25. And I want to see if you can give me your opinion on that. I think some fishy's going on.
All right. Well, and thanks, Frank. Did Arizona beat Kansas last night, right? I'm sorry. Arizona played Baylor. Kansas play last night? I watched Kansas play last night.
Utah beat Kansas State.
Kansas State. Okay. What's going to happen is somebody at the bottom, of the rankings get beat this week. Will Mississippi State get beat? Will Louisville get Ole Miss? Kansas, someone get beat? And if you beat Boise State, you'll get in. And what's going to? Yes. The losses to New Mexico State and San Jose State are keeping you out. Yes. I mean, it's impressive where you are. You're the next team out in the AP poll. You're the third to next team out in the coaches poll.
Dude, it's nothing fishy, man. If you have the college basketball world telling you that the Mountain West isn't as good as it was last year.
Yeah. And look, the UCLA win was good, but UCLA fell out of the polls, both of them. The St. John's was a loss. They're ranked 10th. So is it fishy? Look, man, it's good to be ranked because your scores are up there and everybody sees it and they're on the bottom line. And so it's more, I'm not going to tell you it's not. It's not going to make a difference in the
Dude, in AP tournament poll, there's one non-power conference team that's ranked.
Memphis? No? Yeah, Memphis. Yeah, Memphis. And there's 2 in the coaches poll, St. Mary's, Carleton. Yeah. Yeah, it's the world. But Ralph, I hear you. I know Louisville fan wants to be ranked. If you win this week, you beat Boise State on the road, and probably somebody in the 21 to 25 range gets beat, you're going to crawl in. And then you got to go win in San Diego and stay in. It's the opening drive. Kenny Thomas next on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready.
Man, I'm blessed, man. Let me tell you something.
How was Lobo Live with Kenny Thomas the other day for 2.5 hours?
It was amazing. I was just about to bring that up, but at the same time, I got to start here. I got to acknowledge the community and the love that they gave me. It was not only just me, just the guys that showed up. And thank you to the Letterman's Club, Madison, Warren, who does a great job. Yeah. Thank you so much for everything that you do. I was able to run into the new AD, Lovo. I'm excited. I pick up great energy. I want to get him on the show. I'm gonna see if I can reach out to him.
He's a
and get
very
him
busy
on.
man.
Yeah, let me see if I can get him on.
Yeah, man.
You can get him on. Let me see. I'm trying to be like you. If you didn't notice, the other for my show, I got Flip on. I got Coach on.
That was good.
I got Coach P on.
Yeah.
I got Marty Seiss on. I'm trying to be
Marty
like you, man.
Seiss.
Hey, I'm learning by example.
Did you catch True Washington here on the opening drive yesterday? The Mountain West Conference Player of the Week?
Yeah.
It was pretty good yesterday.
He's
all
doing
right.
his thing.
Dude, I thought, and I don't know where to start. JJ, where do you want to start with this game? You want me to start with, where do you want to go? First of all, the atmosphere. Let's go here.
That's fine, too.
No, let's go here. First of all, it was as good as it's been, okay? The foul discrepancy was real. And you watch social media, and Utah State fan is losing their mind that the refs gave him the game. And I want to go into this, but let me give you my thought on this. Do I thought Utah State, did I think they got called or got the bad end of the whistle? Yeah, at times. And 29-15 is a real discrepancy. And if Lobo fan was on the back end of that, Lobo fan would be screaming. Your guy, Rudy, would be the first guy on the phone, right?
Without a doubt.
All right. But there is no rule in the NCAA handbook that I've ever seen that says referees have to even out fouls. If one team's going to the rim more than the other and gets fouled more, then you call fouls. Is that the reason? Two-prong. Because I do feel referees get caught up in a crowd. I do. And so home court advantage.
They're human.
Yeah, they're human.
They're human.
And did you feel the game was officiated poorly?
Poorly?
Yeah. Like Utah State fans screaming.
I was right there, and they were right behind me. So I heard the screaming. I was right there behind the Utah State bench that game. Man, it's one of those things to where I felt like it was a game that was played tough, right? And you got to keep in mind they were playing in the pit, regardless of if the Lobos went down there and beat them the way that they did. It doesn't matter. You're playing in the pit. You're coming into a hostile environment. That 6-man was electric the other night. That's the first time I felt it that way, and it felt like when I played, it was so the environment, the aura. It just felt like I was back in like the old school Lobo days, right? Like it, and the way that the crowd interacted and got in the game throughout the whole course of that game, I feel like it rattled Utah State a little bit. But Utah State got some ill-advised calls you guys got to keep in mind throughout that game to where they were trying to give them opportunities. The Lobos came out and executed on both ends of the floor. And the fact that the way True Washington is playing on both ends of the floor right now, it's phenomenal because he has to be that cornerstone when it comes to the backcourt play and defending from that 1 or 2 spot, possibly even a 3 spot at sometimes. So there's one thing I want to point out too, that there's 3 Lobos on this team that have had Player of the Week 8 times in this conference.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good.
When you know that you're getting into an opponent and you're getting them in foul trouble, how do you stay on top of that? Like the Lobos obviously took advantage of the whistle, but they had to stay aggressive.
Well, the Lobos are, I've been saying this all year, the Lobos are phenomenal, man, when they're coming downhill. Obviously, Dent, mid-range game, he's phenomenal in the way that he's finding guys when he's getting in the paint. And he's staying aggressive, and I think he's getting to the point to where he knows when he needs to take over games. And he's doing it so randomly, and it's coming at the right time. And he's also doing what he's going to do anyway, because this guy is the player of the league. I mean, it's a given. I'm going out there on a limb and saying that right away.
Well, to his point, right, you got a guy in foul trouble, and especially they're bigs, right? Is that what you're getting at, JJ? Like Gadaretse and that, right?
Yeah.
You get a guy
fouled out in like 7 minutes.
right?
Yeah.
So do you like a guy's guarding you, right? He's got 3 fouls early. You get 4 for whatever. You going at him trying to get that foul because you know he's got to back off you or he's gone. And so is it consciously? Do you make a conscious effort? Is that what you're asking, to attack a guy who's in foul trouble?
Yeah, that's a whole different point. The fact that their 2 big guards got in foul trouble in the first half, it was amazing because it was an opportunity for them to come out and actually take advantage of those guys being out. And the fact that I'm pretty sure the way that Pitino is coaching and the way that this team is gelling, paying attention to the guys that are on the defensive end, like Utah State, that's in foul trouble, going at them. That's a given. So what do? You just continue to attack those guys. Hey, fouls might be called, but you still got to go in there thinking that you're not going to get a foul. And if you do, that's fine.
Kenny Thomas is in. We're kicking it with Kenny here on the Sports Animal.
What do you think of now having two guys with Dent and then True that they used in those pick and roll situations?
Two guys with Dent. You talking about Nelly and
well, the fact that True was the dude on the attack in the second half. True was the guy inside working off the screens of Nelly.
Oh, got you. I mean, it's you can tell that they're developing. And when I see Dent and I see True in pick and roll opportunities, those are the two guys on this team that are very aggressive coming downhill, especially in the backcourt, right? Nelly rolling and being that force after he sets the pick and roll is opportunities for him to clean up and obviously get the weak side opportunities that Dent has been giving, right? I feel like the three guys that are going to impact when Amzil comes back and has an opportunity to be healthy. Jovan played a lot of minutes the other day. He played 37 minutes, I think.
36.33. Yeah.
And the fact that he's getting the experience, you never know what's going to happen with the plantar fasciitis with Amzil. It's a tough situation. Trust me, I've been there. But the way Phillip came in, I mean, he got a little stagnant there for a minute. But the way that the self-conscious of knowing that you have to come back and produce. And I think Patino pulled Phillip to the side and did a great job because he came back and he hit a big three. So it's going to be a whole different situation when these Lobos have a bullseye on their back right now. Especially, it's not over with them having 5 more games left.
Boise State this week. You're on the road. You've won 8 in a row. You're feeling good about yourselves. Now you got. I think JJ. Don't you think the 2 toughest road games, right? Boise outside of Utah State, Boise State and San Diego State are the next 2 up.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't know if you're concerned about rankings. Fans are. Whatever it is, what it is. Focus on one game at a time. True was on yesterday. JJ. I thought his answer was so clean. We asked him about it, and he's like, "Where are we going next?" Like he's so focused on one game at a time, as opposed to the big picture. I love the focus, and I think Richard's done a hell of a job with that.
I mean, obviously, let's keep it 100. I'm gonna give you guys a little insight right now. He's supposed to say that, right? He's supposed to have that mindset,
I think
it's
he
a
really
given.
believed it. Don't you think the way he said? I really think he believed it.
No. I'm not saying that he's wrong. Yeah. I'm saying that you're supposed to have that mindset. This is where Patino's instilling the right mindset. But they're 2 games up right now. They're feeling really, really good right now, right? So only thing they got to do is continue to feel good, continue to play the basketball that they've been playing to be able to go on this 8-0 run and just continue to go on the road. Because I'm going to tell you right now, Boise State, they're coming.
They're desperate. And the next 2 teams need it. JJ, I've always had a theory, right? In the Mountain West, 2 evenly matched teams. Who needs it the most? The team that needs it the most usually gets it. Boise State and San Diego State need it the most. I think New Mexico is better than Boise State. I think they're better than San Diego State. The San Diego State game is concerning to me. If they win them both, they clinch the number 1 spot. Do you bring a ladder to San Diego and cut down the nets in their building?
That would be awesome, man. I mean, it's one of those things to where when you know you have it in the bag, cool, right? I mean, but it's about the message I think they should be trying to make right now. And the message is, hey, we're going to win this conference tournament. We don't care about the ranking.
Outright, right?
Right?
I think
Yeah, I totally agree. Now it's like, hey, we're not getting the respect that we're supposed to get and be ranked, right? To a certain extent.
Fair.
Let's go win the Mountain West Conference tournament. Let's do back-to-back. Then you shut everybody up, and then it's a whole different dynamic because they're a higher seed in the NCAA tournament. That's what I want to see.
Start collecting nets. Hey, JJ, how much do you think being left behind, the whole pack thing, is there, going to Boise, beating Utah State, San Diego State up next, with all the crap that's been talked, do you think any of that leaks into this basketball team at all?
Not for game motivation.
No.
I think
Certainly
that's
fan motivation. Yeah. What, I mean, the fact that they got left out of that league, they're left behind in essence, and they're going to win this league.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of a big deal.
It's huge. I totally agree with you.
Yeah, I don't know what it means moving forward.
Well, how many of these dudes are going to be on the roster in 2 years?
No, fair enough. 100%. Like they're like we gone anyway. All right, when we come back, but want to get into NBA All-Star Weekend.
Do we really?
LeBron load managed the All-Star game. Draymond made a guarantee.
Yeah.
The new format. Kenny Thomas is here. Spent 11 years in the NBA. 4-time NCAA tournament participant and winner at the University of New Mexico. We're kicking it with Kenny on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride barbecue chicken and ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
with Kenny. It's the opening drive. Kenny Thomas is in with me, Jeff Symbieta, along with JJ Buck, former Lobo All-America. 11 years in the NBA. So did you enjoy NBA All-Star Weekend?
I barely watched it.
You and everybody else.
Yeah.
You see any numbers on it? I haven't seen it either.
Yeah, Magic Johnson didn't even show up for the game. I heard.
LeBron showed up, but he didn't play.
And then, Vince Carter, Jalen Rose. And then there's some other people said that there's people out there that deserve that spot if you weren't going to play.
So what do you do, man? 100 people, like I've been listening to people say all the time, LeBron should have, he knew he wasn't going to play. Give that spot to someone who would have been in the All-Star game and would have enjoyed it.
Yeah, because it's an opportunity of a lifetime, right?
Load management, though, man. He's the first guy who ever load managed the All-Star game, dude. Took the spot and didn't play.
Oh, yeah, but did you see him come down the lane and dunk it with his left hand, though?
No, I didn't see it.
Okay.
Because I didn't watch it.
I saw highlights.
No, I didn't. I didn't watch it. Look, I don't know what. All right, first of all, what do you think of Mac McClung winning the freaking dunk contest? So here's a short Caucasian who doesn't even play in the game, in the league, jumped over a car and won 3 years in a row.
Yeah. I think that was one of the most exciting things, right? Like I watched that, and then I watched the 3-point contest, and then I kind of watched the skills contest when CP3 got disqualified.
Yeah, for trying to skirt the rim.
What? Because the ball didn't hit the rim?
Yeah, because they didn't really take shots. They just pulled it off the rack and threw it. Yes, that's why.
CP3 was he was the president of the Players Association, right? So he can get away with a lot.
All right, let me ask you. So what do they do? I don't know the answer, and we do every year. And JJ, we do this about the Pro Bowl. Hockey feels like they got something going on with this Four Nations thing, right? They turned it into that. Baseball's All-Star game is fine; it's a game. I don't know what the answer is, right? Because JJ, we complain about this every year that All-Star Weekend is
we're
a sham.
overthinking. It's an All-Star game. Like, why are we trying to make it Game 7 of the playoffs? It's an All-Star game.
So you think
it's just supposed to be an entertainment weekend? Did it jump to shark a little bit? It did. But I like the format where you have the 4 teams. You're playing shorter.
Yeah.
I think the players are saying, hey, let's focus more on basketball. We don't need as many breaks during it. Like, ultimately, it's an entertainment package. I don't know why so many people are so upset that they're not competing.
And they were kind of competing.
They were competing,
yeah,
weren't
and
they?
Exactly. And I think this format bodes better for that. But ultimately, it's an all-star game. It's just an entertainment weekend. Get some eyes on the product. I think Saturday night actually means more than Sunday right now.
Yep.
But if you just allow them to play this format, maybe tweak it a little bit where you do have.
Should they play the game Saturday night, or you mean the
skills, man? It's just the 3-point shooting dunks.
Does.
It's just an entertainment weekend.
Yeah.
But I don't know why we're so hyper focused on competition level. It's an all-star game.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's getting to the point to where players are like, let's just take a break for the whole weekend then, since everybody wants to complain. Once I saw the highlights of the format, I actually liked it. But it's changing, man. And then I also saw, what's his name? Silver. They're looking at a one-on-one thing, JJ, or something like that. I know you pick up on everything. I think it was a one-on-one format or something that they're talking about.
I think this can work where you have enough competition but still a laid-back vibe. It's the All-Star game. Man. We can't ask these dudes to play like it's Game 7 of the playoffs.
That's fair.
What do you think? And JJ, I saw this yesterday a lot on social media. There was, I don't remember where it was coming from, criticism towards Adam Silver, the commissioner, that he's all about this rejuvenization of the league. Like, he's all about tournaments and all-star stuff and not enough on what's really important. That he's just about all this gimmicky stuff around the NBA.
What's really important is just getting people interested in your product.
Yeah, and so what he's trying to do is promotional.
They're like, hey, we've had this product that you're not watching, so we're trying to add some stuff to this product to interest you earlier in the season.
So Draymond said earlier, he said the games are boring.
Yeah,
he said the games are boring, and he's not totally wrong. And the television numbers are showing that.
Yeah, I don't think he was saying that before he got the chance to get in it, because he's been in it, right?
Yeah. The overall product, like, how else are you supposed to play basketball?
No,
look, he's passing to Steph Curry. What does he want? Like, what is he talking about?
I don't know what the answer is, right?
But
like more post-up play?
Well, look, if you're going to play an 82-game schedule over 6 months, there's going to be games that get out of hand, right?
Oh, it's huge. Trust me, games get out of hand.
Like
they just do.
Dude, you did this 82 games over 6 months, a long ass stretch. It's like baseball, right? I mean, it's a long time. People say, the football product's really good. You know why? Because there's 17 damn games, and every one of them matters a lot.
Yeah.
The season's not 7 months long.
Yeah.
And it's concentrated, and you play once a week.
Yeah. I mean, man, sometimes I play 3-4 games a week, and then I'm traveling every single game, and you don't get to the next state until like 2:00 in the morning, and then you got to unwind. Then you got to wake up and lunch, and then you go to lunch, and then you might have a video session, and then you got to go do it again. It's one of those things to where you get used to it, and it's hard traveling all over, and then being able to go out there and perform. It's not easy. It's hard on you, but the way that they've implemented guys have to play X amount of games, I like that. Yes, because I think that's fair, because there's guys that just automatically get opportunities because they're that 1% who's the top guys on each team to where they get to do what they want, right?
What do you think of Draymond's guarantee that the Warriors will win the championship?
I don't know about that one. I don't. It's going to be interesting if Jimmy Butler is that piece like a KD that can bring a whole different dynamic and allow them to get opportunities to get through the Western Conference first. Because you got OKC, there's some good teams in the West right now, and it's going to be interesting to see. Obviously, it's a whole new season when the playoffs start, right?
Yep.
You just got to take it a game at a time, like our boy True Washington said.
JJ, the new format being suggested is USA versus the world. People seem to like that. The world's really good, dude. I mean,
why don't you do something nation?
Do you like that?
I like that. Actually.
Like, why not? Yeah, I get it. It's the Olympics, but the Olympics still every 4 years.
Well, but the Olympics are USA versus Germany or USA versus
why don't
France.
you do something? You can even have it continent if you think the talent's not.
That's fair.
Good. Just something like, 'cause this is what I'm like. So everyone's saying basketball is broken, and then Adam Silver is like out here trying to introduce new things, and then he's doing too much. It's like, do you even like basketball? Let's just start there. Do you like the game of basketball?
Who are we asking that question to?
The world.
Okay.
Because you're not watching it. So Adam Silver's like, all right, here's some things we're going to try. Oh, you're doing too much, man. What is the NBA supposed to do?
Yeah, the viewership is down, so they're trying to get the numbers back up. I don't understand why it's down, but.
Well, I just think there's so much more to watch, right? I'm not going to lie to you. This time of year, I'd rather watch college basketball than watch the NBA. That's me, okay? I'd rather watch college basketball, whether it's a Mountain West game or Arizona, Kansas State, than the NBA. Now, that's me.
And it's getting to the points where it means something, too.
Right? Now, come mid to late March and the tournament's over, I'm watching NBA every night. I'm watching the National Hockey League every night because those games really mean something.
That's where you have to make your mark.
Where?
Is what you just said. Like, there is a rhythm to the sports calendar we all live by.
Absolutely.
And to be overly concerned about November and December games is not going to benefit the product. All it does is lead to people complaining, putting your product down. You still need to show up, do your job, try to dominate Christmas Day, even with the NFL playing. But if that's on Netflix, you're still going to have your opportunity on ABC, along those lines, and just get to the point when people turn their attention to your game, it's in a good place.
Yeah.
Here's the deal, and I hear this a lot, and this is a lot about the All-Star game, but more so about a Tuesday game in Detroit in January. You got a 142-98 game.
Uh-huh.
People are telling me, if they don't care, why should I care? Right? And it's a fair question. If it looks like the players don't give a damn,
well,
why should I?
KT just said it. You know it. Sometimes those games happen. Doesn't mean the players don't care. You just get blued out the bill.
Oh yeah, some of the best teams you just win. I mean, you just lose sometimes. It just happens. You can't make a bucket, and then the other team is taking advantage of the opportunities.
Yeah, I don't know what the answer is. There's a lot out there. There's a lot to watch, right? I mean, there's tons of college basketball.
Yeah.
In many of these markets, you're competing with hockey. You just are, right? I mean, in Detroit, do I want to watch the Red Wings or do I want to watch the Pistons? Right? No, honestly, in Boston, am I watching the Bruins or Celtics? There's a real question that night.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the Rangers are on or the Knicks are on. Who's better?
Yeah.
You're competing in a lot of these markets with hockey. College basketball's on. You know, the first part of the season, you're competing with the NFL. Pretty soon, baseball's going to start.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to lie, dude. The golf league was great yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
They had 3 or 4 matches on all day yesterday. Every one of them went down to the last shot. Guys chipping in all over the place. It was great, that indoor golf stuff.
JT chipped in.
Did you see that?
Oh, my God.
After he flubbed his first chip.
It was amazing. Yeah.
It was awesome. Then he threw his club.
I'm not going to lie. I went on the TGL app, and you can actually go in there and free and actually make your picks. And then you got Tiger Woods with Jupiter playing today.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Or today, yeah. No, the JT match, and then Tommy Fleetwood chips in the overtime.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was awesome, the way it just creeped in there. These guys, and it was only like 41 yards or something like that, 42 yards.
The TGL too.
Come on, bro.
So good.
And then the Genesis, the young fella, 25 years old. I can't pronounce his name, but he's European. He's 25, just won.
Oberg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Oh, he was great.
That was awesome.
All right. Kenny will be in on Friday, but don't forget tomorrow after Lobo basketball over on News Radio KKOB. It's Lobo Live with Kenny Thomas. You can call in after the Boise State game. He'll be here until we get here in the morning. Maybe a little early.
Yeah, I don't know. Call in, you guys.
Keep calling. Good to see you.
Man, I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Jeff. If it wasn't for you, man, I wouldn't be on your show.
No.
And then I wouldn't have Lobo Live, man. It's an honor to be able to work with you. It's an honor to be able to work with you, my guy, JJ. Keep on doing what you're doing with the girls basketball, man. I actually check you out.
He's on the way up to San Jose today.
Yeah, good luck up there, man. Yeah, catch me after the game. And keep in mind, I have a partnership with the Department of Health for New Mexico and the county. Follow me on Kenny Thomas MB on Instagram. There's a lot of resources that I'm putting out there. There's a lot more coming, so stay tuned. Appreciate you guys.
He is Kenny Thomas. We're back after this on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
So we're picking.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque.
Welcome to Get In at 505-246-0610. Respond to anything Kenny had to say. What is this? We got all kinds of stuff coming in here. All kinds of stuff. Mud says the state universities should not just depend on the legislation and get private companies to help out with NIL. And not just for students, they should buy coaches. They should buy coaches too. Us as fans should support it because our state is crap. We need to pay Coach Pitino. We need to if we want to compete with everyone else. Wow, there's a lot in there. All right. There's that word buying players, right? Buying coaches. I'm buying, paying, I don't care. Is our state crap? I don't know that I think our state is crap. But I do believe that it's not just the legislature who needs to help, although I think that it behooves us for the legislature to help. Is there enough private money to do what you have to do? Is there enough private money around here to support NIL? I don't know that there is. We need to pay Coach Pitino if we want to compete. Let me just tell you something. JJ, and I don't know what you think about this, and I'm interested in what Kenny thinks. If Pitino leaves, right, and he may or he may not, the world doesn't end. And that is not to say I don't think he's a really good coach, because I think he's a really good coach, and I think what he's done for Lobo basketball and continues to do for Lobo basketball is tremendous. If Richard Pitino gets a job, and look, you're hearing his name for Florida State, Miami, there's going to be plenty of others. If he leaves, I think this program is in a really good position, where they're funded, where they can go out and pay a coach. You can get another name coach. I think you shake his hand, you say thank you, you wish him the best, and I think you can bring in another good coach to continue on what's being built. Kenny Thomas is still here. I mean, you think I'm wrong? I'm not. I don't want to lose him. I think he's really good. I just don't think the world ends if and when he gets a job.
I took the headphones off, but you said I want Kenny's opinion, so I'm not trying to stay.
Yeah.
Just to let everybody know. Man, people are asking me the same thing when they call into my show after the game, right? It's, I keep saying it. Just be happy in the moment. Patino's even saying be happy in the moment because you don't know what players are going to be here. And he can't say, I don't know if I'm going to be here. What he is saying, he's enjoying the moment. He's enjoying the community. He loves the support. Just keep up supporting Lobo basketball and Lobo athletics as a whole, right? Because this community is huge. And UNM is what Albuquerque has, right? So we got to support them. That's why I'm doing the things that I'm doing. So you can't get caught up in the situation of like who's going to be here. And I totally agree with Jeff. Like Pitino's setting up the program to where another coach would love to come in and be a part of this program and create the same dynamic. You never know who's going to leave and who's going to go.
JJ, what do you think? I mean, if he leaves, does the world end?
No. Does the black hole open up and just suck us all in?
Very direct. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, you're in a good position, don't you think, where you're paying well. You can you've got the pit, you've got success that you can attract a really good coach to continue what's being built. You think I'm wrong?
No.
Because I know people lost their mind when Bronco left. We lost a 5-7 coach who was here 1 year who didn't want to be here.
Yeah. It's all about being here, right?
I mean.
And then I was just talking about this yesterday, actually. And I was like, hey, you got to come up with some ways to pay him. Right? Like it goes back to does the state have the money? Everybody says it.
The people have the money. Yeah. Hoser, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. What's up, Josue?
So this morning when you were talking about that bill, is it in jeopardy of getting closed up or something?
Well, so it passed that committee 8-1 with a suggested yes vote. It goes to the next committee, and it's either going to get tabled or it's going to get put into House Bill 2, and it just moved along. So, I mean, I think what ends up getting put in a House bill too, and then it could get line item vetoed. I don't think it will. I think it'll go through.
So table, that's the word. Word of the day, folks. Table. Okay, I didn't know what the actual word. So it's still live. It's still making its way through the process.
Yeah.
You know, I just think, I mean, yeah, but buying players doesn't, like you were saying earlier, doesn't guarantee that you're going to have success. And you know, I'm just an old school guy. I would think the environment and more than just the money will attract people eventually. And that's what I'm hoping keeps coaches along, you know, and I think that's why you were talking just a little minute ago if the black hole is going to open. Yes, it's going to open. The world's going to end for about a month till we get another coach. and you know, and then he starts, you know, bringing us back to that point. And I think that's what Richard has done since Alford. You know, the black hole went through, you know, a few other coaches before we finally, you know, closed that portal up, so to speak. And now we're here, but yeah, we would like to keep him. And I think what scratches people's mind is like, well, the environment is great. Yes, he might be able to make money somewhere else, but really, does the environment and what you've got building here? Because I thought I wonder if Alford regrets leaving.
And then he looks at the $16 million he made. Yeah, but then he looks at the $16 million he made at UCLA. Look, let me ask you this: you have kids. If your kid was an athlete and he can play at UNM, and let's just say he can make $100,000, and that's good money, can play in this environment, or he can go to Fresno State, and Fresno State's offering him $600,000. What are you going to suggest your kid do?
Well, you know, six figures is life-changing for anybody, and you know, I would say, where are you more happy besides just the money? I really would. And I know $500,000 more is like you're thinking, oh man, that's a lot more money. But still, I mean, if you invest rightly, I mean, if the $100,000, I mean, the $100,000 could turn eventually into that six, you know, as you perform.
And so for me,
I think. Yeah. You know, you need to try to. I guess we need to try to instill that into our kids instead of them always chasing the bag. I mean, I understand. Yes, that's life changing, but eventually it's just going to come to you. I think, and so I think for me, what makes you happy? So that's what I wonder about JT Toppin. I mean, I don't know if he just didn't like campus life at UNM. Maybe campus life.
He's making
at
$1.5 million.
He's scoring 40 points a game, making $1.5 million on a top 10 team.
Player of the week in the Big 12, newcomer of the week in the Big 12. They're ranked ninth in the country, and he's making $1.5 million. I think he's pretty good.
No, I understand that, but I don't know if that was. I guess for him, I guess that was the driving factor, right? Just the money. Because do you think he'd still be putting up the same stats here?
Sure. Yeah, I think he'd be spectacular here. Yeah, he was spectacular last year.
And the environment is just as good as at Tech, right at the Albertsons Arena.
It's
I mean,
good.
I know they get loud and rowdy too. But
Hoser, I love you, man, but you cannot be like, hey, turn down $1.5 million because it's loud.
No, I'm not saying, you know, I'm not saying, yes, I understand that the money is going to entice, but I guess for me, eventually it's like, well, you know, what's going to, I mean, eventually I think you can make that money if you're that caliber of player. So where do you find the value? Do you find the value in what you're doing now in the environment? Like, you know, you're starting to build.
So what means the most to you? And I appreciate it. Yeah, no, thanks for the call, man, because it makes sense. And so, but what if you're not that caliber player? And this is like, okay, the Diego Pavia thing, right?
There's a reason he wants to stay at Vanderbilt.
100%. He's maxing out his earning potential at quarterback, and he wants. There's guys who realize, you know what, I might not make millions in the pros.
Yo.
I'm maxing out what I can make now, dude. They want to pay me $1 million to be a quarterback here, or $1.5 million to go be a power forward there, or I want to max it out now.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. you can't see. I am just happy that these kids are able to make money now because they deserve it, because they're the driving force behind these universities, right?
People want to fight you.
And I was making $420 a month. And then I got like a couple grand each month for Pell Grant. Like that's the most that I had. We couldn't work. So I'm happy these kids are able to get their bag because you never know on any given day there might be an opportunity to where you might not get to play again.
All right, we got to take a break. Final break. When we come back, we'll wrap it up. Everything you got to know. Still got time for your calls. I got a bunch of emails I got to get to you and texts as well. 505-246-0610. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, Kenny Thomas is still here. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com.
Be a fight in the first 10 seconds. I mean, they dropped the puck and dropped the mitts right away 3 times the other night. USA lost to Sweden, Finland, Sweden. But they're in the finals. Opening drive, Jefferson Beata, JJ Buck. Text line says, damn, those transfer numbers are insane. 2 leagues. Here we come. It's from Mike. I give you these numbers earlier. Winter transfer window or the portal window for football. 67.7% of the first team all-conference players who have eligibility remaining from group of 5 leagues entered the portal. 67% from group of 5 entered the portal. Guys who were first team all-conference in Power 4 who have eligibility remaining, 0% entered the portal. It's kind of crazy numbers. 505-246-0610. Robert, is that what you told me? Robert, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Robert.
Hi. Yeah, Sweden won 2-1 last night. Yeah. And it's the first time I'd ever seen this in a hockey game where the hockey player dropped his stick accidentally and made a pass with his ice skate. That was amazing. I mean, that was really, let's say, the first time I've ever seen that happen, and I think that was kind of weird. But anyway, yeah, it's kind of, the hockey is getting, in my opinion, a little bit too rough. I think they need to tone it down a little bit and try to keep these fights from happening. I don't know. I know that's part of the game, but at some point you got to draw the line.
Old school inshore hockey.
Especially the Canada USA was, that should have never happened. But anyway, I've been watching that, and it's been some good hockey.
Yep.
Have a good day.
Really good. See you. Yeah, it's been really good. It's old school hockey, man. Yeah, those boys that dropped the mitts. It's gonna be in Boston. Is that where they're playing this now? So they can boo the Canadian anthem now? We hate you, you hate us, we hate everybody now?
Yeah.
Yep. So what we've become now. I know. Howard, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Howie.
Hey, guys, so interesting what you're talking about, whether kids should go get that NIL money if the opportunity's there.
Wow.
And let me give you an example. I didn't see any one of you guys respond to the thread, but Max McClung is a perfect example of a guy that's bounced around the G League for 3 years, and his total salaries in 3 years in the G League is $131,000.
Yeah.
Now take that and figure it on the fact that he's won the dunk contest 3 consecutive years and made $100,000 each time he won. So, I mean, there's a perfect example. Max McClung is making $40,000 plus a year, and some of these kids have the opportunity to make $500,000 or $1 million.
That's right.
Because they may not hit the next level.
How about the quarterbacks making $8 million to play college football? I mean, they're making more than guys. What did Brock Purdy make last year? $980,000 playing for the Niners.
Yeah. But I think if the opportunity is there, you go for it. Just like Richard Pitino, if the man gets an opportunity, you got to further your career and further your life.
Yep.
So thanks for taking my call.
All right, Howard. Thank you, Jeff. Good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Jeff.
Hey, good morning. How are you, man?
Good. How you living?
Good. I was listening earlier, but I had to step into a meeting and talking about creating funds for our university to do the best that we can to keep up with the nature of sports right now. And I just think, one, you have to make an initial investment right now. We've probably never been as wealthy as a state as we are right now with certain types of money available. And secondarily, I mean, if you just really want to, look towards the future of this, of where sports is going, you're going to have to make an investment. And the way I look at it is making an investment. Take money and create a fund, whether it's, a 1/8 of 1% tax, but take some of the money we have now and create an investment fund. Create a fund that actually builds money every year and that you can use to perpetually generate income, because this isn't going away. And to say that, like, oh, we'll give some money this session and, maybe again in a couple sessions, well, if we're not constantly building that pot of money, it's only going to get more expensive, and you're going to find yourself taking one step forward, two steps back. So I think our legislators and our lawmakers need to be creative. And, it sucks that, things are going to go this way, but this is the way it is. And if you want to continue to have a sports program that means a lot to a lot of people in the state, you got to think this way.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Like finding a way, whether you say, an 1/8% or, 0.5 cent tax on cannabis, or because it's a new industry and there's new money there. But it's got to be something that recurs, because they're going to come back to you in 2 or 3 years and say, hey, we need more to compete. And people are going to be saying, we just gave it to you. Right? It was, remember when they wanted to renovate, they wanted to change the carpet in the locker room, and people lost their mind because the locker room carpet was 25 years old. Well, why do you need that? It's going to be the same conversation. We just gave it to you. It's got to be recurring.
Absolutely.
It's got to be regenerated.
Absolutely, and it's got to be well thought out. People have investment planners for all kinds of things, and if we do that for our sports team, look, here's the deal: whether you like sports or not, and you think it's a waste and it should go somewhere else, people love sports, and it's a morale builder. It brings community together. It helps local businesses. Your bowl game generates millions of dollars, promotes tourism, promotes the state, and not just from the people that come here, but from people that talk about it in other states. And I don't think a lot of people that are totally against this quite understand that it's a business that generates business, and if we don't treat it as such, then we're really doing our community a disservice. So if we treat it like, just take the sports out of it, but if we treat it out of something and treat it like something that needs to be, perpetually regenerated with money to keep it going because it benefits our state, then you might have a little different perspective, but we have to look at it that way.
Yeah, that's good. All right, man. Enjoy the day. Yes. I mean, we got to start thinking forward. You just do, or you're going to get left behind, and you're already left behind. Like you're going to get left behind her, if that even makes sense, right? You're already behind. Pac-12 just left. Those schools ditched you. I know that sounds crappy. I know I don't want to sugarcoat it, because trying to make a point. Why did the Pac-12 schools leave you behind? A, because you've been bad in football. Why have you been bad in football? Well, a lot of reasons, but one of them is lack of investment, and your athletic budget is not up to what theirs is and what they require, and so you got left behind. Facilities, football success. So, all right, well, we're already left behind, so let's just be... and then you'll get left behind again and again. Lots of stuff on your sheet we didn't get to, dude. I really wanted to get into the Alex Bregman, Rafael Devers thing in Boston. Devers isn't backing up. That's my position, he said. It's what I play. I don't know what their plans are. We had a conversation. I made it clear on what my desires were. Whatever happens from here, I don't know. Bregman's walking into a situation where not everybody's going to love him in that locker room.
Just Devers. If he takes the spot at third.
Yeah. No, third base is my position. It's what I play. I don't know what their plans are. We had a conversation. I made it clear on what my desires were. Whatever happens from here, I don't know. Alex Cora said they're going to open it up. Devers got an 11-year, $331 million contract. Thanks to Kenny Thomas. He was here today. Good conversation. Really good stuff. Good phone calls, new voices. It was really cool. Heard with Colin Coward's next. Jim Rome shows after that. 2 Men On's here at 4. We're back with award-winning radio starting tomorrow, 7 a.m. Adrian, great work. Big day for you, huh? Safe travels.
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
Or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView.